The NDC government issued a statement announcing to the country that we have exited the IMF extended credit facility. Today is just about 9 weeks after the IMF left town. And today, Mr. Speaker, I don't want us to consider this loan application in isolation. In fact, if you look at the 3 reports that we are about to approve, plus the budget, so 9 weeks after the IMF left town, we are about to approve $1 billion for this government.
Just few weeks ago, Ghana exited IMF successfully. No, they are back again with another preparation to take another loan, and sparking a lot of debate. Bibrina Ekanwasem, Kojo Oppong Nkrumah Ekanwasem ewo the floor of Parliament. Na insema okikaye enuna mi ba be dwedwemu na mache ose na ekono. Na first of all no, yebehwe insema okaye nia ye loan no ekwakoye. Loan close to about $1 billion. Nia ye sasika no ekwakoye. Ena afenso no nienti a omoji sasika na nkasa no. Enu nso no wache mu na owie no wanja osakwa wan criticize sakwa. Osansu the way forward ni ose anka government no enye nso edi tubia. Miensa we ni nyina no ye ba behwe asem na message so be subscribe to channel da mami. Like video no na share ma obefufuro so na onhwe na odi wadwintwen so afa comment section ho edi amami. Some media studios na oguso a ohwe no. Enti no first of all no ye behwe nsem a nenti ama nsem we aya asem ni nyina ne say NDC government ni eba power no. Omo ma ye ti ase say omu nkoboro sika bia enfri bebia enti ombe omankasa behwe kwan a ombe rezi funds e wo krom ha ya no mu dia di juma bia ompese omundi e wo krom ha no but e kwa kwa ye chi no omu ye bibia tutu ye kama eko to ya ka e di e wo IMF ni niama nyina omu exist but now no pe the way ansem no ekoso no chese the way a omu ahihia na say nhia anko di agukwan mu say anko mbetumi a generating funds e wo yankasa ye maemu edi ade omojuma no ankoba no sa enu na Kojo Oppong Nkrumah edi nsem bia betudua. First of all no say na oche say omudi sika no ekwakoye.
Mr. Speaker, on the 15th of May 2026, the NDC government issued a statement announcing to the country that we have exited the IMF extended credit facility. Today is just about 9 weeks after the IMF left town. And today, Mr. Speaker, I don't want us to consider this loan application in isolation. In fact, if you look at the 3 reports that we are about to approve, plus the budget, we are about to approve almost $1 billion. Yes? $300 million currently for education. The education minister is doing his best. About $500 million for the roads minister. About $22 million for the finance minister. And if you look at the net borrowing in this year's budget, about $180 million. So 9 weeks after the IMF left town, we are about to approve $1 billion for this government. Mr. Speaker, I don't have a challenge with the purposes they have stated. In my 3 terms in this parliament, I'm yet to see any loan facility that cannot be justified. So I'm not about to argue about the uses to which they want to put these resources.
And when na oche say omudi sika no ekwakoye anka enye any problem though, but nenti ama omu ka ho asema na say omu criticize the whole thing say omu na omu ka che say government no e ka che say oba onko borosika enfri bebia na emum no sika ewo oman mu a omu nim kwa ombefa so ombe generate sika wo oman we mu a edi ade omujuma nyina enti no sisi ana akoba ni se omu kwakofa loan no enu na oche mu se adenti na omu kwakofa loan ifi se mu a na mu ka che say munim kwa ombefa so ombe generate sika ni ade ewo krom a edi mujuma afi oba ni enti a the way a omu pese anase kwa omu pese omu fa so enfa generate omu sika no anye successful no enu ena oba ho asem no na say ena onso e kan asem.
But Mr. Speaker, there's a reason for which 9 weeks after the IMF left, this government is asking us to approve almost $1 billion. It is because their domestic resource mobilization measures have failed. Mr. Speaker, in Committee Room 1 and 2, The Honorable Atuforsen promised this republic that they had a proper fiscal strategy, a better one, which was that they were going to remove taxes, not bring new taxes, and that they were going to grow revenue to 18% of GDP. I seconded the motion in this seat that day, and I said, if he will do that, we will all support him. Mr. Speaker, the outturn for 2025 shows that they have not been able to achieve 18% of GDP. In fact, in two different reports they've published, in one they say 15.7, in another one they say 16%. Meanwhile, they inherited 16% of GDP. It is because the domestic resource mobilization measures are not performing that 9 weeks after the IMF left town, they have gone back to the debt markets, and they are now asking us to approve close to about $1 billion for them. Mr. Speaker, the only caution I will give to them, I've been on the other side defending loans, and I'm on this side looking at it from another lens. So the only caution I'll give them is that, first of all, our debt sustainability is something they should pay attention to. At the beginning of every administration, like we said about a year ago, you start with stability. And then when your revenue measures are not performing, like we told them, you start borrowing. And it is when you don't pay attention that debt sustainability becomes a problem. Mr. Speaker, this government has made a choice that it will use the limited resources at its disposal for some other purposes. We were here when the Bank of Ghana reports, and by the way, Minister, you still haven't presented the 2025 accounts of the Bank of Ghana to Parliament. We were here when the Bank of Ghana accounts told us that they have chosen to spend about 16 billion cedis on sterilization. Is there in black and white? We were here when the Bank of Ghana report said that they have elected to spend about 9.6 billion Ghana cedis on gold losses. Mr. Speaker, anytime we raise those ones, they quickly shut us down. It is because they have elected to use the resources for those other purposes. And now you are finding what the IMF wants about, the quasi-fiscal expenses. Look from state-owned enterprise to state-owned enterprises. They are now embarking on quasi-fiscal expenses, spending the money on other things. One giving money to EPA, another giving money to other things. It is that reason for which at the Central Treasury, they can't find resources to pay for some of these priorities, and they've gone back to the debt markets.
And all kind of say no want me criticizing the government, without giving any way forward. And I said, I was saying government, and also no the big or say.
Mr. Speaker, we have only two recommendations, even as we support this motion before us. Number one, it is important that they get the revenue measures right. Because if you play games with the revenue measures and the revenues don't perform, this is what you will be left with doing, going back to the debt markets. And today we are here to approve about $1 billion. Number two, Mr. Speaker, they have to adopt a whole of government approach when they are prioritizing expenses. Because if you look at it in silos, you would approve different expenses for different things. But when you adopt a whole of government approach, you will better prioritize the expenses, and possibly we may have used resources from the Treasury to pay for these very important things and not resort to the debts that they are bringing before this House. Mr. Speaker, that said, we support the motion that they have put before the House. I thank you for the opportunity.
And the Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah and Sema Auditu Journey and for our for comment section and mommy. In some of the kind of only a and I say only any if you say the government the way now Omuche say Ombedi Omujumana and no or say and yes, Anna Akoban if you say. When I move fast, so say, and I say, when I move say, on my first day, I put music and I did tomorrow or my women. And Cobanesa, that is a Nina Aton soon, and no enna or come as a mono. All Babashan in common to China, say no. We and all Kaya or say, government to no, Niama Essisa, a real Essisa, Bibia Essisa, but Omunqua de Omutisino Mutiana, Omusisada.
Speaker, I want to start with quick French expression. Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. To wit, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
Subscribe to the channel now and click on bell notification icon also. Like if video na share more before us na on share. So na me din kan kai na forward to us for comment section and for me. Some media studios na go so I will share. Stay tuned for my next video.